Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Duke Silver. Today we're going to be playing Toy Dino, and as everyone knows, Toy Dino has high attack. We're going to start off with Sprout, of course. So there's a recent change on the beta. There's a beta patch out now, and Sprout has been reverted to only getting 2 HP per combat instead of 3. So hopefully that'll kind of ease the kind of menace that Smiling Sprout has been. I think it's still pretty reasonable too, especially because core fusion exists in the game, which also has had its cost increased on the beta. There's no guarantee that'll make it. Those changes will make it to live, but I figured I should mention it anyways. But yeah, we start off with a pair of Sprouts, which is you definitely want to get them in pairs. Having just one is definitely not ideal. Getting that thing golden as early as possible is ideal. But having two of them together, even if they don't get upgraded, like at least you can combine them later and they're still getting stats over the course of the game. And here's a play that I've really liked with this new Smiling Sprout, or with the rise of Smiling Sprout. I'll probably still make this play even with the new Smiling Sprout, or the reverted Smiling Sprout, is Pirate Gunner. I mean, I think Pirate Gunner, maybe I was just underrating in general, but yeah, when it dies, it gives +3/+2 to one thing in your hand, and the golden version gives 2 things +6/+4. So it's also a great Ascendance target with Sundiata, and I've been using that to pretty great effect. And especially on Toy Dino, you can kind of get away with just benching a character and not having to worry about taking too much damage. I think we're locking this Future Vision here, and yeah, we took of course we're just gonna swap our Smiling Sprouts back and forth a little bit here, because we got a decent chunk of stats onto them. I feel pretty secure about taking this Future Vision, and we can kind of just take a pair with it. Of course I would love to have some ranged characters to get stats on our bench here, but unfortunately we just don't quite get those at the moment. Speaking of range, it's a pseudo range character. The crab is ranged, at least for 1 attack. So I was considering playing it on the bench, but also like we did Future Vision, so like I don't necessarily know if we want to play down. So I think I did leave it on the bench. I think we bring it in after this turn anyways. Just because, like I said, you can't really play too weak. Even as Toy Dino, like your kind of like extra cushion does wear off pretty quickly. I mean, we are 2 XP ahead, so we do have extra hero attack on because of the extra levels. So that actually does help you. Makes XP a lot more desirable on Toy Dino, and kind of easier to take. Looks like we got a couple angels across the way there. And yeah, we're gonna bring in the I mean, the Pirate Gunners are pretty small on their own, so we can't really necessarily play them forever. And yeah, I think we're gonna try and scale the other Pirate Gunner. I guess that was my thought here. I'm not sure if that's necessarily worth it, as I don't know if it ever comes back in, because we would have to get it pretty large. And yeah, there we go. Like I said, like you have to worry. You have to play pretty strong, even very early in the mid game, because of the Smiling Sprout. Everyone's taking Smiling Sprouts. They're very large, as we saw there. That Smiling Sprout basically took our whole board, and we did lose HP equal to from the entire backline there. And yeah, we're gonna kind of start taking some sort of hedging ourselves into scam here. This is something that I do pretty much every game, especially when I'm like really trying to get MMR. And of course, like we're in the midst of that climb to 5.2k, which like I'm at like 12 MMR away or whatever, but we're still haven't quite hit that mark. And yeah, like I said in the previous video, I think scam is just incredibly good, and you should probably just have it sort of in the back of your mind. I know it's not the funnest thing to play. It's sometimes like you want to play big numbers, but like if you want to win lobbies, then scam is something you need to be aware of. I'm gonna take just because we don't want to roll, we're gonna take a Slamulet here, a Slay Amulet. I know they're like talismans or whatever, but I like calling them Slamulets. And yeah, it's gonna give the extra attack to the BLT, which is going to allow it to actually kill the things it attacks into, and also gain a little bit of attack in the process. Yeah, you definitely like. I mean, I don't think there's a world where we ever audible into Slay from here. Like, we do have the Hermes, but at the same time, like, I mean, we did take the Sea Witch as well, so like, I mean, we're kind of angled into Slay, but in general, like, it's just kind of a half measure, I want to say. But yeah, we get a really good shop here now that we've hit level 6 a couple turns early. We get a Archangel plus Angelic Commander shop. And yeah, we're happy to take that. And I mean, because we took this dagger and we were siphoning stats from our Smiling Sprout, we actually get a pretty decent size Angelic Commander to start here. And yeah, the Angelic Commander Archangel combo has actually been kind of running rampant around ladder. Core Fusion being one of the reasons that the Angelic Commander has seen a rise in popularity, because I mean, it's just an easy way to dump a bunch of stats into your Angelic Commander. It's important to note though that the Core Fusion only takes permanent stats as well as food stats, of course. Or I guess not of course, but anyways, permanent stats and food stats, and applies them to whatever you target. You just have to make sure that you put the thing you want to eat with Core Fusion in slot 1. And yeah, that's a good way to get Angelic Commander nice and large, and then you need the Archangel. Well, I mean, you don't necessarily need you need another Angel to put stats on, but and the Archangel, of course, giving that Angelic Commander a few extra lives is quite strong. There's a Woman in the Moon. I think we're gonna take that. We do have a few different slays still, and I think it's gonna be better than the Smiling Sprout at the very least. There's also a couple Haymakers, which in general I find a little bit hard to turn down. They're very, very strong. And of course, like, I mean, if you want to make numbers get big, then I think food is probably your best bet. I think it scales the, I mean, you can kind of just like set it and forget it, and it scales itself. And like, if you get a drum roll, of course, then you scale very, very fast. And then you just add good boys into your comp, and yeah, you just throw and multiply a lot of stats around. I mean, I'm sure you've seen, or you're familiar with the comps at this point. You've seen me post them. You've, I'm sure, played them yourself. I don't need to get into the specifics of farmers at this point. We take down a pretty strong Brother Gambler board here, doing the aforementioned farmers things, of course. And it looks like they had a very powerful crew member. I like the addition of crew member on Brother Gambler. To be honest, that's not one that I've really thought of. So that's something I'll have to keep an eye on. I mean, I've kind of glossed over crew member for quite a while. But yeah, speaking of Core Fusion, we are going to gobble up our Hermes that we've scaled a little bit, and we're going to put those stats onto our Angelic Commander, giving it a nice little stat line there, getting it up to 70 power. So that's gonna grow our Archangel, which is a ranged unit in the back line as well. So it's just like really good synergy between just these two units. Yeah, Shard of Excalibur is interesting because, I mean, like, getting a golden 6 would be really good, but I think we're just gonna go with Holly's Gold or Hole's Gold, whichever one you want to say. I think, I mean, just getting extra gold every turn is probably going to be more valuable than a single golden character at this point, since we're not like losing combat. I think if you need a quick fix of power, then the shard's probably the pick there. But if you have time to look for stuff, then the gold, I think, is quite a bit better long term. All right, we are gonna take a fisherman here, so we're gonna sort of move into I guess we're like a slay farmer angel hybrid here. Like, we've got kind of a mishmash of a comp going on, which I mean, the fact that that the mishmash of a comp kind of works is really good. I would love to see more of these in the game, more like weird boards that are successful, you know. I think that's healthy for the game long term, anyways. I think we call it adding the mage tag to Angelic Commander. Actually, I think was a pretty cool addition. I haven't been able to actually play an Angelic Commander Mage game myself yet, but I do like it just in general. Yeah, the Leprechaun player here got a very early Golden Cat Queen here, and so they've been kind of menacing us, and they're going to continue to menace us here as we lose one pretty decisively. Although I think long term we do need to increase the size of our Angelic Commander probably, and farmers are going to help with that. Especially the Milkwoman. Honestly, Milkwoman is probably one of the most efficient deliveries of stats in the game, just because like you don't need like treasures or whatever. Like if you can just get a bunch of food stats onto it, then Milkwoman provides those stats, of course, to the things in front of it. So we want to play as many haymakers here as possible and get this Milkwoman large enough. And as the Milkwoman grows, so too will our Angelic Commander. There's a upgrade for our Milkwoman. Unfortunately, we don't have time. I would have sold for it, but we only had a couple seconds left, so better just lock it there. Alright, Brother Gambler smartly attacking our backline there, trying to take out our Archangel, but fortunately for us, we do have a second Archangel, and the Archangels do revive each other. Although I think actually that's one change on the beta right now, is the Archangels no longer revive one another, which, like, I guess makes sense. Personally, I would like to see it sort of reworked to not be a specifically Angels only thing, but I guess that's, I mean, just like in terms of nerfing, then that makes sense. I do kind of want to take this Merlin, because of course the Merlin and Milkwoman is a very potent combination, because it just delivers those food stats the second time. But we don't really have room on our backline because we want to play both our Archangels here, so we just decide against it. Good Boy was an interesting pickup, potential choice there. Okay, we don't have a lot of time, so we have to pick the Pirate Safe real quick and then lock the Milkwoman there. We are playing down 2 units here because we were running out of time, but we are going to get a level 7 treasure next turn, and because we've got the Angel revives here, we're against the Ghost. We can afford to play down a couple units here. And yeah, this is going to give us, I think it's going to give us a really good power spike, being able to triple up our Milkwoman here. And now we've got that extra space on the back line for a potential Merlin. I mean, although we're going to be playing the Fisherman right now. Fisherman doesn't really help too much when you're just trying to get Milkwoman boost stats. Oh, never mind. We're gonna find another Archangel. I mean, it's gonna be more revives. We did take the shard that time, and so that's just gonna be an extra golden Archangel. So that's gonna be a lot of revives. That does protect our Archangel in the back row, as we know players are gunning for our back row, which is definitely the correct thing to do when you need to take out Angelic Commander. And yeah, there's a Fire Mage as well. Again, trying to attack our back row, and they've got their own Angel package here. But yeah, with all these revives and just like the size of this Angelic Commander, like Angelic Commander it gives its starting stats away. So the stats that it gains throughout the fight don't really matter, but if you can get a lot of stats on it to begin the fight, then it's still going to be giving out just big chunks of stats throughout the fight. And yeah, there we go. We win very decisively over the cat player. Like I said, it was just a matter of time for us to kind of scale past the cats, and especially because they rely on a lot of summons. We our multiple slaves eventually just allow us to get bigger than the cats can, and kind of keep pace with them stat wise. All right, we're gonna play another Archangel here as we morph a lot into another one. Definitely gonna be better than the Fisherman. We're not getting like a ton of food stats, so the Fisherman's not exactly ideal. And the fact that it doesn't actually double the food stats into food stats does make a difference. And yeah, we got Carol on Brother Gambler with a really strong farmer board. Pretty ideal. Unfortunately for us, because we have this BLT to knock out one of the good boys, the stats don't quite get multiplied enough to compete with us, and yeah, we get enough slaves to make our backline big enough. But yeah, shout out to Carol who decided to snipe us. Actually, Cancel was also a sniper there, so all three of us were talking in the stream chat as well. Yeah, Carol, one of my mods. Shout out to Carol, and shout out to Cancel. But yeah, there we have it. Sort of an angel slay slash farmer hybrid. I mean, Milkwoman is just a really efficient delivery of stats, and yeah, being able to pump up that angelic commander is just super important, and you can just you can throw around a lot of stats. It doesn't get multiplicative though, because of course it only takes starting stats, so you can go over the top against a board like this. That's kind of why I really relied on the BLT here, especially to get our initial slays and to be able to knock out things that are really large on the opposing front lines and whatnot. But yeah. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff that I'm supposed to tell you to do. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you soon.